Now you're president-elect in March.
Yes.
And you don't take office for a few months, but then students don't come back to campus until sort of September. So it's almost half a year from your election until we're all back here.
Yes.
What are you doing during all that time?
So the first thing is that you start getting a lot of emails from different interest groups on campus, right? So one of the first people that approached me were the people from the Gen Z. I don't know if you know about all the controversy that happened with the previous AS board. They approved, I believe it was $300,000 for gender, they call it the Social Justice and Gender Equity Center. Before it was the Gen Z. So they approached me and some other directors that had been elected, and we had meetings with them. I went to the board of trustees meetings, I got introduced. I also went to talk with the chief of business services for the school, which is Mr. Bombenudo. So I had a meeting with him, with Dr. Jeffrey. So just a little bit of an introduction with everybody as the end of spring happened. And then during summer, I actually changed my flights. I was going back home for the whole thing.
And home is?
Spain.
Okay. Where?
It's a small city 2 hours north from Madrid, so it's center of Spain. I changed my flights. I decided to take a class during most of my summer, and I stayed here. So during that time, it was mainly emailing my directors, and I was having every director come talk to me, right? So that I could have a fresh start with every single person. Some of them were from the opposite slate, especially one of them. So I wanted to make sure that we had a good connection and that we were, starting from zero. Let's leave the elections aside. They were not very clean elections, actually. So there was a lot of drama, and I hate drama. So I said, look, I need to talk with every single person. So I was doing that as well. And the main thing was working on that chemistry that you want your board to have. Because if you don't have a cohesive board, then things can get very, very nasty, which is, in my opinion, like the previous AS board. I think there was a clear division in that board, and I think that made things very difficult for them. So that was the main thing, and a lot of paperwork every day. Can you come for a signature? Okay. So most of my summer was that.
So you've still got a couple months left in your presidency, but
yes.
We're about 10 months in.
Yes.
What would you consider to be your accomplishments this year?
First, a cohesive board. I think my board is united. I think there's been times where everything could have gone very, very bad because of very different, strong opinions between board members. But I think it's a board in which we have each other's back, and I love that. That is one of my main accomplishments, in my opinion. My second accomplishment is to motivate my board. This board right here says everything we're doing. No one from this board has a minute where they don't have nothing to do for AS. We haven't stopped. Literally, I have list of things that every single person has been working on and that we've had done. So to me, to be able, I was talking to Dr. Grass at the beginning of my term, and I was telling her what are some of the problems that other AS presidents run into, and she was telling me at some point they get frustrated with people not doing anything and really sitting on the position, right? And I haven't had that. Every single board member has been working so hard, and they always have something going on. So to me, to be able to have a director come in and say, hey, Isabel, you're motivating me to do more and more, that's one of my accomplishments. Some other things, I would say bringing back the AS town halls has been great. I think the more and more that we bring students to those and we get more feedback from them, I love that. It's something that AS used to do before, but it had been a couple of years that for some reason they were not doing it. So I really like that we brought that back. The AS book fairs, I think it's something that other boards tried to do as well, and they couldn't. For some reason they wouldn't figure out a system which to work, and I think it's a good project that has been started and that of course needs a lot of improvement, but I think it's a good platform for students to get cheaper books. So I really like that, and I would say those are, because the president position is particular, right? You're everywhere, but you're nowhere. So it's those very little things that you get to do that are like your own projects. But at the end of the day, you don't really have the time to be like, okay, this is my main project. You're in every single person's project, but you're not really in it. So I guess that's the beauty of the president's position as well.